was just listening back to the first online. I am not at all happy with it. You couldn't hear the background music really, so it was really missing something. Not at all happy with the way that worked out. Yuck. So now I got to figure out, maybe I need to sit back, put the amplifier closer to the microphone so that it's not just picking up the flute without the music. Got to work on it. For a first effort, I guess people, weren't throwing tomatoes at it, but but I am not pleased. As a musician, you want it to come out the way that you're playing it, and that did not. Yeah, no. You couldn't hear the interaction with the background, and I think it was picking up the flute just a second more than they were the music. So I got to work on that. Maybe the next one will be better. I'm hoping. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. I guess people still enjoyed it, although I'm like a little bit like, ugh. Yeah, no, that was not okay for me. Anyway, so I have this is my amplifier. I think what I need to do is sit back next time, put the amplifier closer to the mic so that you're picking it up from here rather than from the flute directly. I think that's what I'll try next time. I don't know. Maybe people have some good ideas for that, because I don't know. I'm not good on the technical end. Just give me my music and the instrument and I'll go. Okay? But as far as sound systems and this and that, yeah, no. Anyway, Max, do you have to sit right under me? Come here, move over here. Give me a little room here, Mad Max. Give me a little room, Maximilian. He says, no, I'm determined. I'm going to go over there. Okay. Yes, he's looking better. He got groomed yesterday, didn't you? Yes, and you're smelling better, too, because I had your toofies cleaned. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And Raj, every time I get him groomed, he's so funny. You get him groomed and his face is smaller than his ears. His ears are out to here and he's got this little face. He goes, leave me alone. He just buries back in his thing further. Raji, Gigi, did you get groomed yesterday? Are you handsome boy again? Yes. They're so funny. Anyway, so I'm going to see if I can figure out what to do with the sound, because I was not pleased with that at all. Thanks for sticking around, guys. But I guess it comes from, I grew up, for those that don't know, I grew up in a musical family. My father was in the group called George Long and the 101 Ranch Boys. He recorded for Columbia Records. He had a following. He had a fan club. He had a radio show. So anyway, my first performance was when I was real young. I was maybe, 5, 6, something, and they had me sing Que Sera Sera on his radio show. And I went to school and we heard you, and then they would come and they would do like school events. They'd come up and do music, and then they'd call me to come up and do music. I was mortified. Okay. As a little kid, you don't want to be called up in front of everybody, because I was shy, I was shy. And they call me up and I'd have to do music, and then I'd just be like, oh God, So again, I grew up in a musical family. And my father's idea of teaching me, guitar was I wanted to learn guitar. And he goes, here's a book. Here, this is an F. If you know that, then you know a chromatic scale. F, F sharp, G, A flat A, B flat B, C, C sharp D, E flat E. Then now you know 12 chords. There you go. Go do it. It was that kind of a thing. It wasn't this gentle teaching. It's just here, go do it. And he'd sit down to play and expect me to just, be able to follow him. Like, just do it. Okay? I don't want any excuses. Just pick it up and do it. So that was my introduction to music. But I have to say, they did have this woman that actually played guitar. Sometimes she would come over and play guitar. She had the longest fingernails, and they would do this piece called the Sugarfoot Rag. And her fingers, she played lead guitar, and her fingers would fly on that keyboard, and I was just mesmerized. How did she do that? Oh my God. He had people playing like, Zimmerman, Smokey. Now, the one guy is very well known. He's the one that does the Jacques Cousteau stuff. What's the guy's name? But he was in my dad's music group. He was a very good musician. And I don't know, my dad had his album re-released to Germany like, years ago. And I guess they were one of the first ones that were doing like country western. I'm not a big country western person. My voice is more like opera, so go figure. But, they were one of the first groups to do more this kind of upswing type of country western music. So you'll find their group name in some book. I ran across some book of musical groups, history musical groups, and their group was in there. So I don't know, to me he's just Dad. What do I know, But again, the point being was I grew up around music, and if they weren't playing an event, they weren't playing a gig somewhere, they were there practicing. So that's it. If you're going to do music, you best be playing it. Okay, so there was never this cannot is not allowed. You just go and you do it and you keep working at it. That's all. So that's how I got, grew up with music. I never became proficient at guitar. I mean, I can do chords, okay? I can do chords. I'm not a lead guitarist by any means. But flute just seems to be my instrument. I play a little violin. I can eke out a tune. I'm not an Arvel bird by any means. I can eke out a tune. It doesn't quite sound like cats killing each other. It's a little better than that, but it's, nothing I'd really go out of my way to do. So I guess just, like I said, I went on this road trip, and I picked up in June, I picked up my first flute. Picked it up, and I noticed, this is like an extension of singing. Well, I understand singing, so, the flute for me was, and I've done a lot of, like I said, growing up, just following my father, learning the chord progressions and stuff like that. So if you can hear chord progressions and you've grown up with that, this is like, you pick it up and you just run with it. So that's how I got into music. And as you can see, in the last 5 months, I've got a huge flute collection, and I'm still going. I haven't stopped going. I don't think I'm going to stop anytime soon, because this just seems to be my instrument. This is what moves me. this moves my soul. This is something I really connect with. And I think everybody's got something they connect with. Now, if I tried to be a great drummer, that would never happen. Okay, I like drums. I can do drums. I do a little bit of drum, you know, cajon, and I have a couple cajones. I have a lot. My house looks like a music store. I have, I think, maybe 7, 8 ukuleles, which I'm going to wind up selling for the most part. I have a couple cajones. I have drums. I have, you know, I have djembe drums. I have. You come to my house, you don't come to a house, you come to a music store, basically. You know, it's craziness. But the rest of the instruments can all go because I finally found my instrument, and it's definitely Native American flute. Okay. So I'm going to leave this here. Hopefully I haven't bored you. But yeah, again, my dad's thing was George Long and the 101 Ranch Boys. Okay. And when my dad and mom got married, he taught my mom how to play bass. She played stand-up bass. And she had a very, very good voice. My mother was a very good singer. She had a very good voice. Although she didn't record with them, they started doing a duo act later. And then once in a while I would go with them and sing, you know, small things. But yeah, that's my background, my musical history, so to speak, you know. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here. I hope everyone's having a great day. Aho, thank you for tuning in.